Our review this week is of Space Jam 2, currently trending at 31% on Rotten Tomatoes with an 81% audience score and a 4.3 out of 10 rating on IMDb. The synopsis is about LeBron James and his son Dom getting trapped in a digital space by a rogue AI. To get home safely, LeBron teams up with Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, and the rest of the Looney Tunes for a high-stakes basketball game against the AI's digitized champions of the court, a powered up roster called the Goon Squad. So, guys, welcome to the Space Jam 2 review. I guess we'll go around the horn here and we'll get some knee-jerk reactions. I guess I'll go with our special guest J-Man here if you want to, lead us off on your initial reactions to Space Jam 2. What are your thoughts here?
First I just want to say thank you for letting me come on the pod for the first time. Been a dream, never been here at all.
We'll get to it, J-Man. We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
I feel like there's either two reasons you watch Space Jam. It's either you're a Looney Tunes fan or you just wanted to see MJ dominate LeBron in another fashion. And that's basically what happened.
Wow.
Like, yet again. I know, tough off the start, but LeBron can't act. He had a chance in like Trainwreck, but like this.
I'm with you. I was shocked by this. I was shocked. I thought it wasn't going to be a masterclass or anything, but I thought he was going to put up more of an effort. It seemed like he shot all of his scenes in one day and he rushed through it. I don't know what happened. He seemed off to me. It seemed off. He was just. I think this is clearly a kids movie, right? So some of the dialogue. Say hard work one more time, or we got to put in that work one more time, LeBron, please. But that didn't help him out. But guess what? Like, it is what it is. It's a kids' movie. Kids aren't going to realize he's a bad actor. That's my thoughts on that.
All right. Well, my initial reaction is people didn't come to watch like LeBron put on a tour de force. He's not the next Michael Fassbender out here. Everyone knows what you're getting when you're watching LeBron James act, okay? And let's not act like Michael Jordan is on this pantheon of great actors either. He's not, all right? He's pretty crappy in Space Jam. But what I was looking for when I saw this movie, you had two different types of fans. I know J-Man kind of had his theory on this. I thought you either had the older audience, right, feeling nostalgic, want to see that Space Jam, how it compares to this new legacy with LeBron, and then you had the newer crowd that kind of buys into like this algae rhythm, all this computerized gaming, trying to make it relevant to these young people. But I mean, I thought the movie, my first like initial reaction was it couldn't decide what it wanted to be. Right. So it has like all these like really weird. I know we're going to get into it with the Warner Brothers IP and like that really appeals to the older audiences. But at the same time, there's not much connection to the previous Space Jam. Right. Which kind of upset me a lot. Yeah. But overall,
just a couple lines.
And I know we're going to get to the Looney Tunes and their like specific how they're portrayed and everything. I was pretty disappointed with that as well, to be honest. Nez, what were your initial reactions?
I mean, social media is really just absolutely destroying this movie right now. And I was reading that stuff going into it, preparing to see like a really, really terrible movie. I kind of had a good time, and I'm a huge LeBron hater, but I kind of enjoyed it. The little rap scene with Porky the Pig, a lot of the graphics, a lot of the Easter eggs with all of the other, Warner Brothers movies, I found pretty cool. The little compilation of them picking up all the Looney Tunes and all of the different, cinematic universes. I was entertained by that. There's a couple moments. Now, that being said, yeah, LeBron is not a great actor. I wasn't really prepared for him to be an amazing actor, although I did think he was going to be a little bit better than he ended up being. But that being said, I had fun with this movie. It's a kids movie. It's a kids movie. So, we all have the original Space Jam on a pedestal, but and for good reason, because it's a legendary movie. But as much as I like to hate on LeBron, which I really usually do, and trust me, there will be some LeBron hate on this podcast today. I enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to, especially after reading everything on social media all weekend.
Yeah, I do agree with both of you, as in Dr. O and Nez, where we put Space Jam, the original Space Jam, on a pedestal where that movie had some cringy and crazy things happen. Michael Jordan going on a spaceship to a minor league baseball game and that's how the movie ends. Like, what are we doing there? And obviously, Michael Jordan's not the greatest actor of all time, but
Iconic.
I think the big reason why that one, the original Space Jam is just light years ahead of this Space Jam is because the story was simple and it really brought out MJ's competitiveness. And honestly, it had the stars really shown very well with Bill Murray. It had Charles Barkley and the gang there, Muggsy Bogues, Larry Johnson, and so on, Patrick Ewing. And it showed them storylines. So you got to see the stars. Here, you saw like Anthony Davis is like a bird, like terrible CGI there that I hated. Diana Taurasi done dirty. The only cool one was Damian Lillard, but he came in at the end. But the whole point is this movie was 2 hours long, so complicated, whereas the original Space Jam was like 80 minutes and just a simple competitive story that you loved watching.
And you talk about the story too, and like you talk about how it being simple and everything, but also it was just more centric to the Looney Tunes. Like this is Space Jam, the partnership between Michael Jordan and the Tunes. That was the whole premise of the first one. And then it's also that if the Tunes, they're recruiting Michael Jordan, they need him, or else they're going to become slaves on a different planet, right? So it's really centric to the Looney Tunes. This whole story is about LeBron and his son, right? And then traveling through these different worlds, right? Picking up the Looney Tunes, but the Looney Tunes aren't even a central part of the story until, right, they get to the court, and then Algae Rhythm all of a sudden says, yeah, if you don't win this game, all the Looney Tunes are dead. Like, it wasn't even centric towards them. And like, honestly, I grew up on Looney Tunes. I love Looney Tunes. I'm not just talking about Space Jam. I'm not talking about Looney Tunes back in action. I'm talking about the OG cartoons, right? OG cartoons. I grew up on those. So I was so upset when they weren't such a they didn't command the screen as much as these IPs and LeBron's story with his family. I get it, has a nice theme and everything, but you're trying to make it zany, right? You have to put the Looney Tunes on the forefront, no?
Yeah, and they just look terrible in this movie in live action. I hated it. Keep them normal 2D. I don't know why they changed it.
I agree with that too. Like those are meant to be 2D characters. Like seeing them like that threw me off a bit.
I think it was meant to modernize it for the modern audience. Like even the kids probably, they don't watch cartoons that are like that 2D anymore. So it was probably to make it more palatable for them. I'm not entirely sure, but I do agree. There was really no reason for the Looney Tunes to be involved in this movie based off of, the way that they set it up, other than the fact that it's Space Jam 2 and they have to have the Looney Tunes. But like he just so happens to land on, the Looney Tune world or whatever and run into Bugs Bunny, and then they have to go get everybody to get the same exact team that they had in the original minus Michael Jordan. But they just don't really fit. It just doesn't really make a ton of sense for them to be here. Literally, like I said, other than the fact that it's Space Jam 2 and they have to be there. So they kind of, shoehorn them in a little bit. And I get why. I just think they could have done a better job explaining or giving reason for him to have to team up with the Looney Tunes. Because there's whole cinematic universes out there for him to partner up with. Partner up with the Looney Tunes.
Exactly.
I could have just said no.
And like J-Man, as a Looney Tunes novice, what is your feeling about the handling of these iconic characters?
I mean, like when they go CGI and Bugs is like, that's it. Like that just shows how like iconic they are in 2D. Like they should never ever go CGI. So I mean, overall though, I loved them. I love seeing them. I'll watch anything with Looney Tunes, but like Nez said, when they were like stranded all over the place, like Lola's trying to like be homies with Wonder Woman and like, oh my god,
I like that scene.
that one was so good, and like I don't know, I mean, it was really good when they were doing the like zany stuff, especially like the second half of the game when like they finally could be the Looney Tunes again. That's when the movie I thought was like that's when it was peaking. But like all the setup in the background was like unnecessary.
It was kind of long too to set the whole thing up, right? Where like LeBron that's previewing the relationship with his son, and then he's getting sucked into this world, the serververse with Algae Rhythm, losing his son, and then he's going to Toon World, and they're going to these other universes. The focus was off for this movie, right? As Ricky Flick said, it was super complex. But I want to talk about the IPs because this felt like a massive advertisement, or like basically Warner Brothers showing off to the world. Like, look at our great properties. This is like, look
Subscribe
at
to HBO Max.
yeah, subscribe to HBO Max. Like, I'm surprised this movie just didn't debut strictly on HBO Max. So what did you guys think of like Flick, I'll go to you, but what do you think about like the IPs being used, and did you have a favorite scene with them being used?
Yeah, so definitely the studio meddle with this. The director got replaced in the beginning, and Terrence Mann, who was a co-writer on this, like 14 other people were, he left the project because he didn't like the studio meddling with it. So it just shows you that Warner Brothers isn't done meddling with projects, calling it Christopher Nolan. But my favorite scene with the other IP, I honestly really did like the Lola Bunny one. I like the Mad Max Fury one, but my favorite and most shocking, and it's only because of my love for this show, and I know Nez and I talked about it last week, was Rick and Morty. That was insane that they had that. Yeah. I was completely shocked that in a kids movie they used Rick and Morty. Like Rick is a drunk and swears nonstop and talks about sex and all these other things, and they had them in Space Jam 2.
Especially when you watch this season, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe Rick and Morty were in a kids movie. But no, I was really happy to see it. I laughed, and I actually waved my roommate over from the room over. I was like, Rick and Morty are in Space Jam, which was pretty cool. I really liked a lot of the callbacks and the little Easter eggs and just kind of going into different movies and movie universes. I thought it was really cool, and seeing Bugs Bunny and all those different universes is always really fun. So, I think some people were rubbed the wrong way about it, but I enjoyed it. I do think it's weird that the Droogs from Clockwork Orange are in watching the Looney Tunes play ball in a kids movie. I don't know how that got allowed.
Exactly.
I hated those. They were all like not even B level, but C level stuntmen for like all those movies, like a Clockwork Orange, Pennywise,
Mr. Freeze,
Jack Nicholson's Batman, the Night King, and the White Walkers. Like all those, just it looked terrible because they were just so obviously
really
fake.
Bad.
Yeah,
the White Walkers look terrible.
Yeah, and Adam West's Batman, like that was just ridiculous.
I thought it was funny. I just thought that the murderous rapists shouldn't be courtside.
Yeah,
who gave them courtside access?
Who gave them
access?
Movie. We had Don Cheadle, algorithm himself. But like I like that aspect of the movie. I'm personally, that's selfishly, like I like seeing these properties, but it goes with the idea of like first of all, favorite scene in terms of the going to the different like worlds has got to be Mad Max. That was incredible. I love Wiley.
Oh, that was sick.
Spraying on, right? Like the white stuff on his face with the smile. You got the guy on the guitar ripping it and everything. That was awesome. I like that. But then it goes the idea like a kid's watching this movie, like they don't even know half of these references, right? That's a huge part of it. And then if you're gonna like relate to these like franchises that are for adults, you got to have a stronger connection to the older Space Jam. And there really wasn't any. You had Bugs Bunny breaking the fourth wall where he says like, oh, we have to play a basketball game against like, and you need the Looney Tunes to help you out. I've seen this story before. And then you had a quick cameo of the Monstars, right? On also courtside. They were in it for 1 second. 1 second. They didn't go through an entire film to be completely neglected in the sequel. I don't even know if I consider this a sequel. It's more of just like a reimagination.
It's a new legacy, Dr. O.
But like you gotta recognize your roots. You gotta recognize your roots, and it just pissed me off that like these guys learned basketball, like the Looney Tunes, in the first Space Jam, and then they had to relearn basketball when they're with LeBron James. Like we already went through this. He went through the
25 years. It's been 25 years.
Oh yeah. They have to be refreshed a little bit, but like that upset me a lot. I don't know. It's just they don't know they don't know who their audience was. It was just all about branding for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Big time.
I mean, we talked about like this one being like I saw this earlier that the guy, I think it was Malcolm D. Lee, said in a potential third Space Jam he wanted like The Rock to be a part of it. Like so like I can actually I like maybe Space Jam Mania, like that'd be kind of cool. And like if you want to do another reimagination, I'd be okay with that. But I kind of like the idea that they might not stay with basketball because first of all, how are you going to top MJ? How are you going to top LeBron? Like who's up next? Maybe like taking it in a whole different direction is the way to go, right? What do you guys think about potential ideas for a third one?
Did you see like way back when the original Space Jam came out that the Warner Brothers went after Tony Hawk to do Skate Jam?
I saw that today.
That's not bad. That'd be cool.
It got canceled because I guess Back in Action wasn't good enough for like Warner Brothers, so they like dropped it. But still, like that
How
would have been
dare they.
sick.
I like Back in Action more than this movie.
Same.
Attaboy.
And like Back in Action, what I liked most about it, it was like the Looney Tunes at their core. Like it was like literally a focus on them, and Brendan Fraser was just along for the ride. Yes, he had his little backstory and everything, but you got to shine on all these different characters. It felt like in Space Jam: A New Legacy, during the game and everything, they focused on like 4 characters, whether it be Granny for some reason, whether
Yes.
it be Gossamer who got like so much spotlight in this movie, like a guy who was not even recognized in one scene of the first Space Jam. Then you had obviously you have Daffy Duck and Bugs. By the way, I don't like what they did with my boy Daffy. He was not himself in this movie. He was dropping like the most obvious lines, the corniest lines. It wasn't the only thing that was like recognizable to the character is when Daffy said like, "Oh, at least we're gonna get out of this one scot free," and then Algae Rhythm says, "No, you guys, the Looney Tunes will die at the end if you lose this game." Like
Yeah.
that was pure Daffy. That was pure Daffy. But it didn't capture the core of the characters. And then Bugs at some points didn't even sound like Bugs Bunny. Am I wrong about that?
No, it didn't sound like him at all. It was really bothering me during the movie. I know it didn't with others, but I couldn't stop thinking about it every time he spoke.
He had some hit or miss moments. I was good for a little bit, then sometimes I was like, wait, hold on, that doesn't sound very
Yeah.
authentic.
It shows you how good Mel Blanc was. Like, legend, R.I.P.
It's hard to recreate.
Man, and then like we talk about these characters like during the game itself, right? Do you guys what do you guys think about like the scoring and everything, like the bonuses and how it's like appealing to all these younger audiences with like it almost felt like I don't even know how to describe it. It was like MLB The Show,
Like NBA Street.
NBA Street. Yeah, exactly. You know, like what do you guys think of that aspect? Did it like turn you off a little bit, or did you guys actually enjoy it?
I mean, I didn't watch this movie for the fundamentals of basketball. The finals are on, so I thought it was kind of cool.
Don't tell LeBron.
I thought it was a cool way to make it more of a fantasy, more of a fantasy element to it. You're very limited in the things that you can do with just a basketball game. So having like the style points and that little extra part, I thought it was cool. It kind of revealed the fact that the Looney Tunes were going to have to be loony to get their style points, but this isn't a cinematic masterpiece that I'm expecting. So
Yeah.
I'll let it off the hook.
And I was watching this with my girlfriend, and she is the one that mentioned this. So I'll give credit to her. She was saying how like kids nowadays, like they're playing video games, not watching TV or movies really as much. And like this just felt like you're like watching a video game. And like obviously like Twitch and all these streaming platforms for the games are popular with kids. And the intent like was a video game, not an actual basketball game. And like look at the Goon Squad design. Like they literally were fake people. They were like they had a bird, a snake, and whatever. So a robot. So it was literally like a video game. So I do agree with her on that aspect. That was their goal with this and aim it towards the kids. But it goes to Dr. O's point. Again, is this movie for kids or adults? Because then you have going through the IP that's like rated like R franchises and things like that. So it really meddled with both sides.
It's for kids. It has to be for kids. But they knew that we were going to watch it anyways. That's the thing. They knew the adults were going to watch it anyways for the nostalgia and so we can make fun of LeBron. Also, these days when it comes to video games and their popularity, I mean, Twitch streamers are making professional athlete money now. It's crazy how much money people can get paid to just play video games, and kids will just sit there and watch other people play video games.
One esports team sponsored by Gucci now. Did you guys see that on Twitter?
Oh my God.
It's ridiculous.
Oh my God. It's nuts. But to be honest, it rubbed me the wrong way. I'm not about Mr. Fundamentals or anything. I love Looney Tunes. I like them being nuts. But I thought it was just like it. I just like wanted us punching my fist in the air when Ernie Johnson at the end of the game said the Tunes are one style point away from victory. I was just like, come on, you didn't have to add that. They're down by one.
Also, they couldn't find Mike Breen. Come on, we all know he's the GOAT.
Bang!
Or Charles Barkley to go with Ernie. Now that would have been fun.
Yeah,
that will call back to the original Space Jam.
That's terrible.
Speaking of cameos, boys,
we're doing this.
Boys, who cameoed at halftime? Who cameoed? MJ did. MBJ. Who called it? This guy. This guy called it.
Very humble, folks. Very humble.
We're tweeting out tomorrow this video of me in a previous pod saying Michael B. Jordan will cameo as Michael Jordan in Space Jam 2.
Yeah. No, I think we all agreed that the real MJ would not actually do
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, yeah.
I kind of wished he would, but
But if we talk about other cameos for a second, Stephen Young, what are we doing here?
What was that?
What was he doing here?
What was that?
And Sarah Silverman, I hate her.
Dude,
She is so bad. But
Why was
Stephen
he-
Young,
she's
Steven
not
Yeun,
like a
you are-
family-friendly person. I don't know what she was doing in a kids movie.
Stephen Yu must have done he must have called up Malcolm D. Lee, and he was just like, "Hey, I need a spot in Space Jam. Yeah, we could put you at a board meeting with LeBron." And you
he's a
have
massive
one
LeBron
line.
fan.
He's an Oscar-nominated actor, and he has one line in Space Jam: A New Legacy, and it's not even really a cameo. He's not playing himself or anything. He's just like showing up and saying,
True.
like, "Yeah, LeBron, we'll do whatever you say." That was so weird. So
He
weird.
probably got paid pretty well.
I assume, or he just wanted the clout.
Yeah, honestly, get his name out there.
Mhm.
Possible.
Man, oh man. I also, guys, so I kept trying to make comparisons, and I think it's a natural comparison between LeBron and his kids, his family, right? So what do you think of like Bryce Maximus watching this movie back? Like seeing the treatment of like LeBron to his son. What do you think he was going through his mind when he watched this sequel?
He must have been livid. I don't think
Wait,
he
who-
will ever.
So
Who is
Bryce Maximus is LeBron James' son. So Bronny is the high school, the senior in high school,
Mhm.
who's going to who's going to be a college basketball player. He's a prospect for the NBA. His other son, Bryce, is notorious. Like he's not
He's a
notorious,
nerd.
excuse me, but he's known for being a little nerdy. He wears
But he's
glasses,
good
a
at
little
basketball.
chubby. Like he looks very similar to the actual actor playing him in the movie.
But
So
he's
I
good
just
at
wanna know
basketball now.
what is going through Bryce Maximus James's mind as he's watching this film?
My dad thought of me this way, like because he's good at basketball now. I'll give him credit. Like he's pretty good, but he's still like the nerd of the family.
Was got
So
good
he-
handles? Did you watch the movie?
I don't know. That I felt bad for him a little bit, but then again, like he's still like he's actually good at basketball, just not as good as Bronny.
Yeah, he's just not, LeBron James Jr. That is got to be tough to watch, and I don't really know. It is weird. I think also people don't really know Michael Jordan's family when this thing comes out in the 90s because it's not social media. You can't follow Michael Jordan's son on Instagram or see him on live TV. But I feel like I know LeBron's family just because of social media.
Mhm.
And like, you see him all over the place. So now like you're watching this movie and you're like, well, that's clearly not LeBron's son. But like, I don't know, maybe at the time you could just almost sell it like, oh, that might be Michael Jordan's family. I don't know. It's just weird. It's like we know Bronny, Dr. O knows Bryce's middle name. Like it's just like we're so connected with like
Bronny-
these celebrities and their
LeBron
families
just calls
now.
him Bryce Maximus all the time. He goes like Bryce Maximus on Instagram, Bryce Maximus birthday.
Maximus.
He always says his middle name, but it's also
That's
a
hilarious.
flex that your middle name is Maximus.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. So I just think it was definitely a little weird to like watch like, LeBron and his fictional family just because I feel so connected to them like through social media and we know, who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Ronnie could have played the other son easy.
Rich Paul got done dirty in this movie too.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
true.
God. Look at Tracy from Atlanta. He's doing big things now, working with LeBron.
My
That was
goodness.
hilarious.
Malik.
I also do want to go out on a limb because I did promise that there was gonna be some LeBron slander. If you do remember correctly, the end of Space Jam, MJ takes it to the hole, extends his arm all by himself, puts the team on his back, and wins the game. But what did LeBron need? LeBron needed a surprise power-up pass from his teammate. It
Bugs
just
is
shows that he
Batman.
doesn't have the clutch gene and he's incapable of closing out games by himself. He needed somebody else to help him. Otherwise, he's not making that.
Bugs was
M-
Batman.
Yeah.
And
MJ, yeah, he was. MJ put the team on his back, stretched his arm, defied physics to win the game. LeBron needed that power up from someone else. I'm just saying.
I was thinking
sacrificed
this.
his life. He
Yeah.
sacrificed his life for the team. He laid his life on the line, and LeBron didn't stop him. What's to be said about that?
And I was thinking about this too when they showed the Batman and Robin and LeBron was as Robin. Michael Jordan would have never allowed that to happen. He'd be like, I'm never a Robin.
That's true.
He's too competitive. He would be like, no, I'm Batman.
Think about the DC world. I had a little quick reference I wanted to make, like the disloyalty to Looney Tunes. They go to like the superhero world, DC world, like the Bruce Timm universe with the animated like Batman and Superman characters. You had Daffy dressed as Superman. If you know Looney Tunes, Daffy is Duck Dodgers.
Yeah.
He's Duck Dodgers. What are we doing? What are like that is supposed to, how do you make him Superman? Like, where is the reference? J-Man,
Terrible.
you're a Duck Dodgers guy, no?
Yeah, but I don't know where Superman comes into this.
What do
Let
you
him do
mean?
his own thing. Like, I don't know. Duck Dodgers is in space. Superman's not in space.
Well, I mean, when they go to the world and like Daffy's like doing that on
Oh,
the
you're
train,
saying-
doing like he was
oh.
dressed up as Superman. He should have been Duck
He should have been
Dodgers.
his own super. I see what you're saying now. Yes, I agree with you now. Go ahead. I thought you were saying Daffy's not capable of being Superman because I'll let him be Superman.
He's certainly not capable. I'll tell you that.
I think he could do it.
His affiliation with the Looney Tunes is high.
Jesus. Wait,
I mean-
when we were talking about family, I could not get this out of my head the whole movie. The fact that LeBron's son was Dom and all of those memes around Fast and Furious when he's just like family. Like, that's all I could think of the whole time I was watching. He's like, I got to save my son for my family. I was like, Dom, family.
Just need
I was caught
Cronus.
up in the Fast and Furious. I was
Dude,
caught up with every time you mentioned it.
Oh my God. It's been blowing up my entire timeline on Twitter now. Everyone's family.
I absolutely love it.
So I think it's time we throw out some scores, no? Flexer?
Oh, let's let the guests go first.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, J-Man. Apologies.
Oh, I can do it. I mean, I would give it like, I'd probably say like a 60, but I'll subtract, what was it? Subtract 5 for all the rings LeBron didn't bring back to Miami like he promised. So we'll go with we'll go with 55 for me.
Wow. Love it. I'm going to go 40. It's a kid's movie. I was going to go lower, but I'm like, the more time I'm thinking about it and as we're talking about it, I've accepted like, all right, they did its job here. And I think a great example is with Don Cheadle, the Algae Rhythm character, where he went really into this character. This is like a highly acclaimed actor and he's playing this character, but he actually put an effort for this. You could see like he tried. And I think he just really tried because he knew that this was going to work with kids. So I think that just kind of resonated with me as time goes on now, since I've watched it. I'm going to go with a 40.
You make it sound like you're giving it credit for giving it a 40.
It's better than I was going to do. Not Tom and Jerry levels, but it wasn't going to be good.
Oh God. Shall I go, Doctor?
Absolutely.
I'm going with a 67. I had a good time watching this movie. It's a kids movie, not to be taken too seriously. Still hate LeBron, but I had fun. There were some laughable moments and some really cool Easter eggs in this movie. 67.
I'm going to 41. I know it's a kids movie, but the kids movie stuff I didn't like. To be honest, I feel like if I was a kid and they treated the Looney Tunes like this, I would hate it. I'm holding a hard grudge against Warner Brothers for what they've done. And then LeBron, we know he's not this world-class actor, but he was treacherous in the first third of this movie. Treacherous. And I thought it was best when he was just a voiceover actor as an animated character. And so that was like, I think the strength of the movie. And then and Ricky Flex said it. I think Don Cheadle was actually pretty good. I thought he went all out for the role. And when you really didn't have to, we didn't have, no one else went all out for this role. Maybe LeBron did. He's just not good at acting, but I'm going to stick with the 41 out of 100. Back to you, Nez.
All right, well, that concludes our review of Space Jam 2. I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to Ricky Flicks for top billing.
Thank you, Nez. All right. With special guest J-Man, we got the top billing of Looney Tunes characters. We got to spin the wheel to see who gets to decide where they want to pick. I'm sharing my screen. Can we all see the screen this time?
Mm-hmm.
J-Man?
Yeah.
Are we sure we want to draft 5? I mean, my board gets pretty thin after about 10.
Okay. Sorry. I just got the realization I have the first option.
We can do 4 since we have so many people.
I'm glad you brought that up, Nez, because we actually have a little solution to that issue. We are also, to go along with your 5 Looney Tunes characters, one of them is a version of Bugs Bunny. So there's not going to be like a single Bugs Bunny picked. Everyone will get a version of Bugs Bunny. So everyone will have bugs. So you pick your favorite version or whatever's left of your favorite by the time you're up or decide to pick Bugs Bunny. It could be like the name of the episode and then there's a quick description of it. So everyone gets it. And then on the graphic, I'll have a nice picture up for you of what you want from that episode or movie. Makes sense?
Okay. Yeah. I still pretty thin, but we will persevere.
J-Man, I think he mentioned prior to the podcast, if he doesn't want Bugs Bunny, he doesn't have to take Bugs Bunny. Are we
Yes.
sticking to that, Flicks?
I think, Nez, what do you think on that?
Yeah, no, nobody has to make him take Bugs Bunny.
All right. So if you don't want Bugs Bunny, you don't have to pick it.
Suspect, J-Man. Suspect.
We'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
But the wheel picked me, and I will take the first pick.
Am I up now?
And the wheel's spinning.
Oh, okay. I see.
Guys, have we ever tied on a top billing one?
Did last week.
I know.
How
do we break a tie? I was going for a three-peat.
That's a good. Maybe whoever finishes higher this week.
Right.
Actually, no, because then you get a double.
Yeah. Well, besides the point, Nez, where do you want to pick? We'll pick you.
I'll take the 3 spot.
All right. And then now it's down to J-Man and Doc. Doc.
4. 3.
Right.
Excuse me.
Oh.
I bet 3.
No, Nez already picked the 3.
Oh, 2. 2.
All right. So
Sorry.
J-Man, you're in the
count.
4th slot. All right. So
Damn.
I'll start this off. Top billing of Looney Tunes characters. I do think the versions of Bugs is deep. Clearly. Most iconic anime character of all time. I feel dirty if I don't pick a Bugs Bunny 1-1. So I feel like I have to do the pod justice and do that. So Rabbit of Seville, 1950 Bugs Bunny. The Barbershop.
Explain it.
Iconic music. Elmer Fudd obviously doesn't have any hair. I'm teasing a pick because it's part of the episode. He's putting fertilizer on his hair. He has got flowers coming out of his hair. The music is, I forget, it's something of Seville, but the iconic opera, like Spanish opera music that everyone knows. But if you know the episode, you understand. That's all you think about now every time you hear that song. Right. We'll have to add that as a backdrop to this pod. But yes, that's going to be the first pick of this draft.
That's a good pick. Honestly, the only one I had written down, so I got to figure this out here.
I automatically associate that music with that cartoon, so it's perfect. And I think of Bugs Bunny and his hands and feet on top of Elmer's head, like scrunching them, right? Mm-hmm. Wrinkling his head. Right. I think of that immediately.
Hell of a barber.
Or I think of him just like making the salad on top of his head, just throwing the veggies behind him to the beat of the music. Money. Great pick. But I think you took a bold strategy there by going Bugs Bunny scene already, or Bugs Bunny episode already.
I agree. I just feel as the 1-1, you had like Bugs Bunny deserves to be the 1-1 of this draft.
Best available.
All right. I think I know where you're going to go with this, but go ahead, Doc.
Daffy. Give me Daffy Duck. Daffy Duck is the second overall pick here. I had a Daffy stocking since I was very young. I've recently transitioned to another character I will not tease, another Looney Tunes character. But Daffy, he is kind of a screw up, but he's a hilarious screw up, and he's our screw up, right? For the Looney Tunes. I love his interactions. I love his interactions not only with Bugs, but with Elmer Fudd. Hilarious character. Daffy, who is also amazing in Looney Tunes back in action.
Hey, man, you don't look happy.
I'm so upset. You have no. Hold on. Wait, give me 1 sec. I was gonna do this whole.
No!
Look at the Toon Squad.
Oh my God!
He has a Toon Squad uniform.
He tucked it in. Oh my goodness!
Oh my God!
Oh, what a reveal!
I'm livid.
Wow.
I'm livid.
He has a Toon Squad uniform, not jersey, uniform of Daffy Duck, folks.
Tucked it in,
Daffy
respect
Duck.
the game. Oh my
I
goodness!
needed it.
You ruined
needed it.
everything, Dr. O.
I guess I'm the villain of this draft, and I'll wear that like a badge of honor.
Well, this rivalry between you and J-Man's something else. First, you forget about him in the
It's
Fast
never gonna
Nine.
end. It will never
This, oof. Well,
Oh my gosh.
great pick, Nez. You're on the clock.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the GOAT here. I'm going with a Bugs Bunny pick first round, and I'm going with Duck Season. Duck Season, Bugs Bunny from the Rabbit Season Duck Season episode. Also an iconic version.
Great pick. Great pick.
Rabbit Season.
Maybe it's the most famous Bugs Bunny cartoon of all time, or maybe the most recognizable. Right? Agreed. And that's the association with the two characters, Daffy and Elmer. Classic. And it was the first thing that we saw when Bugs Bunny was introduced in Space Jam: A New Legacy.
True.
Yeah.
Referenced in this most recent movie.
And the barber scene was also referenced in,
They referenced a lot of different ones.
Yeah.
That's true.
Not enough.
Not enough. But J-Man, you're finally on the clock. 2 picks. Go for it.
I'm still in shock, but I guess I'll take my second favorite character, Sylvester. I love him. He in turn has I just love a good rivalry in him versus a different character that everyone knows who it is.
Right.
But suckling succotash, like whatever he says all the time, he's always trying his best, and he just never gets it done. And you feel for that sometimes.
That's why, though, for me, he never gets it done. That's why he's not high on my big board.
Oh wow.
He's good. He's
You're way too
iconic.
hard on him.
Never gets it done.
Way too hard.
We never
Yeah.
gets it done. He's a cartoon. Like he has to live up to. That's his character.
Yeah, it's part of his role. He plays. He plays his role very well.
He's better than Tom, though, in Tom and Jerry.
Absolutely.
Suffer and succotash.
See, that's so much better.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
I had to do it some justice.
All right, J-Man, you're up.
Oh yeah, back to back. Ooh. Okay, I'll wait on that. I'm gonna take the MVP of Space Jam: A New Legacy 2, Wile E. Coyote.
Wow.
A mastermind. He also there's a theme. I love an underdog story. He never gets his nemesis either. But when he brings out that ball multiplier, and he just lead is gone.
1,000 points. He scored
Just
1,000 points.
1,000 points.
One of the greatest comebacks of all time. Somerset.
Impressive pick.
Greatest picks. The greatest comeback since LeBron came back against the
Oh,
Pistons.
Jesus.
Remember that in the Cavs back in the day?
Did he dab it during that too, or no? Was that just?
He scored like 27 straight points. Oh my God, we didn't even bring up that during the review. Jesus,
That dab was so bad. But
so outdated. We're talking 2015 Cam Newton.
The dad dab.
All right, 2 good picks. Nez on the clock.
I'm going this one. I'm hoping that my honestly, I have a personal favorite that I'm saving for later in the draft, but I'm going with the logo here. I'm going with the Jerry West of Looney Tunes. I'm going with Porky the Pig, the logo.
That's good.
You see him at the end. Oh, that's all, folks. He's the logo. He's the logo. Dr. O is crying right now.
Look, that's so good.
The logo. It's too perfect.
He's the Jerry West of the Looney Tunes. That's all I got to say about that. And he deserves the respect. He deserves the respect he deserves.
You should keep pronouncing it improperly and say a different word, just like Porky would do.
That's a lot. I'm not good with accents. I can't. You need Mayo on here. He's the accent king.
Mayo.
He deserves it. He deserves the respect he deserves.
Porky's an awesome pick. And I meant to say Porky before when I was talking about combos with Daffy, because like there are some iconic Looney Tunes cartoons with those two. And Porky, I mean, you're right. The logo, you can't go wrong.
That's all, folks.
That's when you did the
the-
mic drop.
The mic
Next to-
Oh
drop.
my God! Also, he has bars. Who would have thought Porky has
Yeah.
Notorious
bars?
Pig.
Notorious Pig. Yeah, come on. So we gave it a bad review, but come on, that line was hilarious. Notorious Pig. I was cracking up.
It's like "What's up, Doc?" and then "That's all, folks." The two most like iconic lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looney Tunes.
Yeah. But all right. Good pick, Doc. You're second.
I'm getting my two favorite Looney Tunes characters of all time, and Ricky Flicks knows exactly where I'm going because he grew up with me. Elmer Fudd. I have to go with the second round pick. I can't believe it got to me. We got Bugs Bunny's main adversary. You think rabbit season, duck season. Elmer Fudd, you think about the hat, think about the bald head. And with the Looney Tunes cartoons that just came out on HBO Max, season 2, he's got his gun back, right? They leaned off, making it almost like so G-rated. They brought back the gun. And I think that's what makes Looney Tunes different from let's say a Disney franchise or like a Mickey Mouse type of character. They go more of the PG rather than G. They're on the edge a little bit. You see that a lot with Bugs Bunny. So I'm glad that Elmer Fudd has his classic weapon back.
The adversary to Bugs Bunny, just the villain, the Joker to the Batman, as in Elmer Fudd to Bugs Bunny. Makes sense. Great pick.
I don't think he got enough playing time or screen time during this most recent move.
Yeah. He was just
Space Jam
Dr. Evil, and that's really it.
Yeah, that was pretty
Yeah.
funny though.
Yeah, he was Mini-Me.
Yeah,
He was
but
Mini-Me.
not enough screen time in my opinion.
I agree.
Deserved more.
Absolutely.
Well, good pick. Off to me. I'm gonna go with third favorite Looney Tune after Bugs and Daffy, and that's Yosemite Sam. I love Yosemite Sam. He has the guns, he's got the stash, he's got the hair.
He owns a casino.
He owns a casino. Even the Sahara episode is great, and that's not even in the Wild West. I love this character, and he's also very short, but he's just so in all the Wild West, he's like always the biggest bounties on him, and he's the shortest guy. And he's an underdog story, as you like to say, J Man. I love Yosemite Sam.
A little high of a pick for me, but
I agree. He was not that high on my big board, but
stash game is good.
very good, impressive, and he knows how to wear a hat.
It's true.
I think of,
But,
I know I'm like teasing a pick, I guess, but like the one with Bugs Bunny on a runaway train, that scene, that's an iconic Looney Tunes episode.
Yep. That was on my big board as well for Bugs Bunny.
When he pours the I forgot what it is, like the medicine on his head, and he thinks he's bleeding from the top.
Yeah.
You remember that scene?
Yep.
He's like feeling it. He's like, oh, and he's like saying goodbye to everybody.
But yep, all right, that's my pick. And then my third, I'm going with the Tasmanian Devil. Great name. I don't think he's not in as many episodes or in as many things as other people that are still on the board. But for me, just by his presence and what his actual superpower, quote unquote, was skills and just of who he is, he's still that iconic that he's eligible for the third round and respectably.
Yeah, iconic guy, iconic name. I remember growing up, with teachers that would call the crazy kid in elementary school in class. They would call him he's the Tasmanian Devil. He's crazy. And that was always a reference. I don't know if teachers are still using those Looney Tunes references with their kids these days, but anybody that was crazy was a Tasmanian Devil back in the day growing up. That's how I remember it.
An absolute wild card, to say the least. An absolute wild card. I thought he was a great spark off the bench for the Toon Squad. Like he came in there with like a bolt of lightning, literally. And then he goes in there. I don't think his endurance is pretty impressive for the pace that he travels at. So, I love Taz too. I think he's a great pick, and he's not in as many cartoons, I would say, as he really deserves, just because he doesn't say anything, literally.
Yeah, that too.
There's that one creepy episode where he wears like the fruit crown though, and they actually try to make him talk.
I hate
And then
that.
it's
Oh,
just so
scary.
cringy.
Scary. Cross-dressing Taz.
Yeah, my favorite Taz is when he escapes from the zoo for sure. I think that's like the go-to Taz one.
Baby Taz.
Oh, baby, you're a baby Taz guy.
Baby
Yeah.
Looney Tunes. Baby
Looney
Taz is
Tunes.
unreal.
Great reference.
All right, Doc.
I say, I'm going with Foghorn Leghorn. I had to do it. I had my top three picks. Give me Foghorn Leghorn. And I just had to, like, you see him actually in a good amount of Looney Tunes episodes. He's like usually like they're 3-minute like shorts, so he's usually like the last one in a 15-minute like segment of Looney Tunes, and he never disappoints. Iconic voice. I love him in the original Space Jam where he's like dribbling in the land of crime, and then he gets absolutely destroyed.
Right.
He gets absolutely destroyed by the Monstars. But just I had to draft him by the voice himself, and like I'm surprised he wasn't in the starting lineup for the Toon Squad just based on height alone. How is he not? How is he not the 5?
Doesn't have the fundamentals.
Yeah.
Got to put in that work.
LeBron probably sat him.
For sure.
Like Foghorn Leghorn, he's an alpha. He's not afraid to go up to anybody, including LeBron.
All right, Nez.
Heck, so bad.
All right. My next pick is of someone who is otherworldly. I'm going with Marvin the Martian, an absolute icon. Oh man, guys, I'm having some like serious flashbacks to being at like Universal Studios back in the day. Like, holy, right? That's at Universal. They have the whole Looney Tune world. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, driving trip to Universal right now because all I'm thinking about is Marvin the Martian rides and and the food there. Sorry, totally off topic, but not really.
It's dinner time.
Universal trip, Marvin the Martian.
We gotta go.
Pick.
I love the look of Marvin the Martian. They did a great design with him. He looks
For
amazing.
sure. Totally overlooked in this movie. He gets always
Well,
gets
he has
the short end of the stick.
He's kind of a scene stealer though, because like the classic flag. They did a classic joke on that, and then towards the end of the movie again with the ship when they arrive at the stadium. So they still try to incorporate him.
You knew he was coming back after that first scene where Bugs and LeBron steal his ship. You knew he was coming back in some way, and definitely it was a little bit of a scene stealer at the end too.
All right, J-Man, you're back.
What are you doing? Sorry, my dog's growling. I don't. What do I want to go with? I wanted Foghorn Leghorn, and that got stolen from me again. So keep up the Hawk Street Doctor.
Rivalries brewing.
I literally had the best shirt in 8th grade. It was Foghorn Lego shirt, and it just said Wingman on it. It was just
That's pretty
thought
cool.
it was the shit.
You get at Target?
Kohl's.
Oh,
yeah. But I am gonna take I'm actually gonna I'll do my Bugs Bunny now, and I'll take Bugs Bunny from Space Jam: A New Legacy, because he left it all on the court. He sacrificed himself.
True.
And that's what you want. That's what you want in a teammate, in a friend, family.
Family.
It's always family.
Low key, a dark ending to this movie, like where you don't show like Bugs back with the other Looney Tunes. Is he actually dead in the Looney Tune world?
Was he a figment of LeBron's imagination the whole time?
Yeah.
Real.
Yeah, maybe.
But at least he's going to Taco Tuesday though, so don't forget.
True. Thank God.
Well, I turned it off immediately after that. I literally hit the X button right when he said Taco Tuesday. Yeah, immediately. I'm like, get this thing off my screen.
They had to do that for the kids. For the kids. J-Man, you're fourth.
I'm gonna take the Toon Squad's version of Dame Time, and I'll go Roadrunner. Got Wiley's arch rival, just a speed demon. I mean, he also had something to do with the bringing back the lead. So I don't know. I love him. I used to sprint in high school. I'm fast, so I see a lot of myself in the Roadrunner.
Can't talk, beep beep.
It's like looking in a mirror.
There are many of times where I've only said beep beep when I'm confused and stuttering.
Get out of jail free card.
We have one of the iconic duos of the Looney Tunes with Wiley and Roadrunner. So that's formidable. Nez, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna go back-to-back speed picks here. I'm going with Speedy Gonzalez,
Nice.
my fourth pick, and it's with a thin big board, a hope and a dream that my favorite Looney Tunes character is still remaining at round 5. I'll just tease you guys with that.
Speedy got a lot of love in this movie. Like
did.
more than I expected, and I loved him. Like in the Matrix with Granny, what an unusual pairing. Usually, you think of Granny and obviously 2 other characters, but like Speedy and like Speedy, as I said before, I used to be one of my favorites as well. He still is. I have my stocking currently for Christmas. This is a Speedy Gonzalez stocking.
Really?
Yeah,
it's incredible.
Yes, it's a pretty big one too. It's like it's like literally 8 times his size.
All right, Doc.
I mean, there's 2 I want to go with. One's like more of a low key pick, and then one's an obvious pick. I feel like I'm hitting a lot of the big names here. I'm gonna go with a smaller name. There's one obvious one. I'm gonna go with the other one. I'm going with Gossamer. I'm going with Gossamer. I'm thinking of. Oh, he actually got way more screen time in this than I expected with Space Jam 2. You think of Bugs Bunny basically tormenting Gossamer as he's running around the haunted castle, right? He's like the Frankenstein, like he's the creation. And I think about his creator, and also that guy really, he would be on my list of least favorite Looney Tunes, just based on his look alone, the way he talks. You guys know who I'm talking about?
Yes, the scientist.
Oh my God, scary. So I'm good with Gossamer, not good with the scientist. That's like my obscure pick, I guess, for this draft.
Yeah, Gossamer got a lot of love in this movie, a lot of love, and then again, he kind of got hated on a little bit. They did him dirty a lot, so like you got a lot of screen time, but he kind of got hated on. So
he shut down Klay Thompson. Not many people can say that.
Not many.
Gossamer, near and dear to my heart. I think it's my mom's favorite character. She had a Gossamer T-shirt growing up. She still might have it, but I remember growing up, looking at that, going to Looney Tune World, and being like, "Oh, Mom, it's your T-shirt. It's right there. It's Gossamer." I'm serious about this Universal trip.
He's serious, folks. All right, off to me. I'm gonna go first one. I'm gonna go Lola Bunny, the best Toon Squad best Looney Tune basketball player.
Fundamentals.
Yep, she has the fundamentals. Wonder Woman loves her. Lola Bunny. That's gonna be
true. Honorary Amazon.
I thought that animated scene was maybe like the most well done out of all of them, including all the worlds they go to. The Matrix one was pretty cool, not gonna lie. But
when you hear that music, you get kind of hyped.
Yeah, they had the music was good. They actually like fit.
They should have had a Gal Gadot voice Wonder Woman. That'd have been awesome.
This was Zaria Dawson.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because she does it in the
Justice League series.
Yeah, so it made sense. And I didn't mention this, but Speedy Gonzalez, that was Jose Iglesias, right? Big Fluffy.
Oh, yeah.
Gabriel. Sorry, I said Jose. That's former.
I didn't know that.
That's pretty Gabriel, funny. Big Fluffy. Yeah, I think that was him. But yeah, forgot to mention that. But yeah, Zendaya was good in this. I know when it got released that she was Lola Bunny, there was a big activity on social media, either like it or hating it. I thought she was good, Zendaya. But all right, my 5th and final pick, I'm going with the person that always beats Sylvester, and that's Tweety Bird. Tweety Bird, my sister's favorite Looney Tune. Shout out Peyton. Obviously the board's thin here, but Tweety Bird, the one that everyone thinks it's a girl. That's what I'm picking. That's how thin this board is.
I like Tweety.
Yeah, Tweety's iconic.
Yeah.
I thought, Putty Cat.
And I mean, we also have to do a deep dive. How long was Tweety inside of Sylvester before they got to the spaceship? Like he actually got her.
No, yeah,
he actually got her for years, probably.
He didn't metabolize her though. Interesting.
She's just like hung out in his stomach.
I guess so. Time. Jeez.
J-Man, you a fan of Tweety?
I mean, not really. It was my brother's favorite when he was growing up, and like So I just went totally anti. Like Tweety sucks.
I used to think Tweety was a girl.
Yeah, I
that's
feel
a
like
popular
everyone
take.
does.
Yeah.
Used to think Tweety was a girl. Then it's a he. I had no idea.
How did we even know that? How'd you find that out? Because I don't
My dad
know
is
if there was like
he's a
Yeah.
Looney Tunes expert.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
He harshly judged me when I said it was a girl. He's like, wrong. Wrong.
But it is associated like like if you go to Six Flags, they have like hearts and like feminist or like girly things around Tweety Bird a lot. Like it's on a lot of woman apparel more than the other Looney Tunes, I would say.
That's true, actually.
Yeah,
Actually,
for the girls. Yeah, like they get like those pillows and everything.
Yes.
Sweatshirts, usually on a pink or purple sweatshirt for some reason.
my mom has that sweatshirt. It's a purple sweatshirt with flowers like around it, and Tweety's like in the middle, just chilling.
Thank you.
Maybe he doesn't have it. They don't have a gender. Maybe
He's more popular with the woman, perhaps.
Ooh, could be that too.
All right, Doc, you need to pick a Bugs Bunny, unless you don't want to pick a Bugs Bunny.
I think I know who Nez is gonna pick.
I do too. I have it written
I'm
down.
not gonna steal it. I'm not gonna
I
steal
am
it.
waiting.
Don't you dare.
I would be a fraud if I took this pick because I don't. I'll explain when Nez takes this person because I made a note on my phone. I'm gonna reveal it when Nez picks it. I'm gonna go with a scene, right? I could go this character. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna go with kill the wabbit, kill the wabbit. When it's Elmer Fudd and Bugs. It's like the Viking epic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when they wear the Viking helmets. Elmer Fudd is basically Thor, and they have like the Flight of the Valkyries playing. Like you think of Apocalypse Now, I don't think of Apocalypse Now. I think of this Looney Tunes cartoon. I watched it like 3 times today in preparation for this draft, and I was sort of scared of it as a kid, but it's also hilarious when you have first of all Elmer's accent the entire time, but then you have Bugs playing Broomhilda. He's on like the back of a horse and he's sliding down and eventually like getting married to Elmer Fudd. It was very, very funny. But it's like it's what I associate most, my most like recognizable like Looney Tunes cartoon right next to Rabbit Season, Duck Season. I think it's right there.
Yeah, it's up there. It's up there. Great episode. And you're going to have that nice graphic of Bugs with the Viking hat on. It's going to look good. He looks great in it. Good pick.
I think also there's a national society that preserved this cartoon. It was it's like one of the 100 greatest pieces of visual art or something I read. It was on the Wikipedia page for the cartoon.
Interesting.
It's heralded as one of the best.
But all right, Nez, I think I have an idea what you're going to pick, but I'm going to wait until you say it.
I mean, if you know me, you know my favorite Looney Tune. And I had to save it because I wanted to get some value picks in before I picked him. But this is a personal favorite. His name is Michigan J. Frog. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. All time. Actually, also the logo, another logo for WB, like the Kids Network. Here's the logo for the Saturday morning cartoons. Absolutely iconic character from kind of a sad cartoon about a guy that they're presuming is going mad, but this frog is actually singing. Obviously, I mean, anybody who knows me knows that I break out into this song and dance every once in a while. My friends love it. My ex-girlfriends hated it, but you know, I have to break out into the song at least once a month or something like that. You know,
They couldn't handle the electricity of it.
I don't think they could handle the timing of it. But that being said, Michigan J Frog. What else can I say? I got 2 logos in one draft. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling good.
Wasn't gonna steal that pick from you.
I know. I was really teasing it for you guys so that nobody was. And I haven't picked my favorite character yet, so I'm really hoping he's gonna be there. Nobody can steal Michigan J Frog from me. Nobody.
And it's like, and that is also one of the most like critically acclaimed. That's so weird to say with Looney Tunes, but it really is. That's how like iconic the whole franchise is. That's one of the most famous, if not the most famous, Looney Tune ever made. Like Looney Tune cartoon. Like that whole
it's up there.
It's up there. And
But
that's
parodied.
yeah. Oh yeah. Go on. Say more.
Spaceballs, right? Didn't they parody?
Oh
Yeah,
yes, they did
yeah.
with those little white guys, those little short guys. Yeah,
Yeah,
when they came out of the
yeah.
stomach, like Alien.
Yeah, exactly.
That-
But all right, the
Good
board's
pull,
thin,
good pull.
Jay, man. You're up. Looney Tune connoisseur, Mr. or Miss Irrelevant.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go based off of Baby Looney Tunes. I'm gonna take the one who watches over them all. It's Granny. We're not taking martini sipping Granny. We're taking giving you life lessons, cherishes you. Like she shows you how to live. She shows you what you should do. Be a good person. You can't. Sylvester steals the ball from Lola Bunny. You give it back. Sharing is caring. It's not getting drunk at halftime. It's not what we're about.
We do have to address, does she have a drinking problem? Does she have a drinking
You
problem?
know, it's been 25 years since her last game. She was still Granny then. She can do whatever she wants.
She's doing a LeBron impersonation.
She. Oh,
But
she could be drinking that.
Her
Italian
stock is
wine.
up right now. Like she's gonna look good on this graphic after Space Jam 2.
Yeah, with her
True.
doing the ninja kick in the air.
Martial
Mm.
arts connoisseur.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, she took down Dame Time. No one else could.
she
True.
did.
it's true.
Beast.
But that's going to do it. Before we get to honorable mentions, let's just read off the list. I have Rabbit of Seville, Bugs Bunny, Yosemite Sam, Taz, Lola Bunny, and Tweety Bird. Doc has Daffy Duck, Elmer Fudd, Foghorn Leghorn, Gossamer, and the Viking Bugs. Nez has Duck Season, Bugs Bunny, Porky Pig, aka the logo, Marvin the Martian, Speedy Gonzalez, and Michigan J Frog. And J Man, our guest, second time guest, not first time, second time guest, Sylvester, Wile E. Coyote, Bugs Bunny from Space Jam: A New Legacy, Roadrunner, and Granny, but the good Granny. So before we get to Bugs Bunny honorable mentions, let's just finish out the rest. I know for me, Playboy Penguin, that's a popular one. Henry the Hawk, Foghorn Leghorn, nemesis / friend there. Barnyard Dog as well, Foghorn Leghorn. But any others that I'm missing? Maybe we'll start with you, J-Man.
I would go Witch Hazel.
Witch Hazel.
She messes with Gossamer like a couple times here and there, and then Bugs as well. But I mean,
Yeah.
board's thin.
Board's then.
Mhm.
Nez, any others?
Yeah, I was on Looney Tunes Wiki and I picked up a couple that I could recognize. I didn't want to draft anybody I couldn't recognize. So there's the
Right.
Abominable Snowman, there's Cool Cat, Leo Lion, and then if Michigan J Frog got drafted, I was going to draft Joseph Stalin because he's in one of the episodes.
Questionable pick.
Okay, moving along. Dr. O, any others before we get to Bugs?
I have one more character. It goes with Nez's pick. He had Speedy Gonzalez, Slowpoke Rodriguez.
Slowpoke.
Slowpoke Rodriguez gets I wish that he had a small cameo in this movie, but talk about someone who doesn't get the respect they deserve. Slowpoke Rodriguez.
But moving to Bugs, I'll say for myself, my list for Bugs characters was the same, if not larger, than my Looney Tunes big board. But I'll start with you, J-Man. Do you have any others besides the Space Jam New Legacy for Bugs
Looney Tunes
Bunny?
back in action first.
There it is.
We've gone over this. It's okay.
Any
Oscar
others?
snub. Oscar snub.
Oscar, yes, exactly. The whichever one that it's the one I talked about earlier with Taz when he's wearing the fruit crown thing too, because he is great in that episode, but not Taz.
Gotcha.
I think we have a Christmas ornament of Bugs Bunny wearing the fruit on his head.
Yeah,
I'm
and it's
pretty
got
sure
the
we have
purple
it.
dress.
Oh, that's a really good one. Now
Yeah.
I remember exactly what you're talking about. That's a really good one.
Nez, any other Bugs that you want to get off your chest there?
No, I think I'm good on Bugs.
Dr. O.
I'll give a few. I'll save the rest for flicks. First of all, Bugs playing the piano when he has like the white wig on,
Yes.
and like you have like the opera singer, and Bugs is just like, oh, oh, oh. Then he leaves his glove on. And then he walks away, goes to get the mail and everything. And then the guy's like on these like clothes are bursting. He's on the ground. He's turning like yellow, blue, and purple and everything out of his mind. That is one of the best ones. And then like Bull Tamer Bugs, like when he's like the Matador. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Right,
that's
Took the wrong
what's
left at Albuquerque.
Bully for Bugs. Bully for Bugs.
And then the which one else? What else did I had? Opera Bugs. The knight when he's was he not King Arthur, but he's like a knight. The knight Bugs Bunny.
Yep.
You know what I mean with the king.
Yep.
So that's on there. Yeah, that's a Little Red Riding Hood, Little Red Riding Rabbit. I think the other one is where he basically he messes with.
Yeah, that's a good one as well.
Yeah.
For me, baseball bugs. Baseball bugs, I think, is an iconic one. You see the meme a lot when he throwing to himself, playing all 9 positions. You see that gif a lot. Then I have Rabbit Hood. So it's the Robin Hood parody. He's also a king in that as well.
Maybe that's what I was thinking of.
So I have that one. Racketeer Rabbit when he's a gangster. He's going and like a 40s or whatever gangster. Boxing bugs. It's called Rabbit Punch. He's a boxer.
That's a good one.
What else? Showbiz bugs when he's dancing. Classic dancing with the hat and everything. So like that one. Any with Yosemite Sam, to be honest, those are like I said, Yosemite Sam's one of my favorite Looney Tunes. I know it's not for most of you. Rhapsody Rabbit, which is he's playing the piano, trying to in front of the audience, and he's trying to kill the mouse at the same time.
Good one.
The Yosemite one, that's my favorite. Actually, I'll say is Bugs Bunny Rides Again. That's my favorite one, and that's the one I think you referenced when I picked Dr. O with the blood on his head.
Yeah.
And it's 2 more I'll say is Opera Bugs. What's Up, Doc? That's a famous one. And Alibaba Bunny when he's like with the genie and coming out of the lamp and the 3 wishes and everything going on. And also I forgot we didn't mention this either. Another cameo in Space Jam: New Legacy, Space Jam: A New Legacy. Big Chungus made a cameo. Big Chungus made a cameo. But that's gonna do it for our top billing Looney Tunes characters. J-Man, as always, thank you very much. Nez, I see what you did there.
Oh my God.
Iconic, the logo.
Dr. O, back to you.
Wrap it up.
All right. That's going to do it for episode 46 of the Drive-In Podcast. Make sure that you rate us 5 stars on Spotify. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, the whole 9 yards, any listening platform. Make sure to also check us out on YouTube. If you rate us 5 stars, screenshot it and put it on your story. We'll repost your story, and then we'll give you a shout out on the pod. That's it for episode 46. Thank you, J-Man, for joining us in his second ever appearance.
Thank you for getting it right.
We will smell you
later.